Hey everyone, so today I'm going to be working with this Crossing Lines set from the Alleyway Stamp. It's just these awesome lines that you can use for tons of different occasions. Today, however, I am going to be using these for some watercolor effects. This is not my original idea. Actually, Annie on my design team came up with this idea and I fell in love with it and I was like, I have to try this. It's one of those things that you see and you're like, oh my gosh, that's brilliant. So I'm going to be taking the largest line here and I'm just going to set it down and place this on my stamp press. Now I have a piece of watercolored cardstock right here. And I'm trying to decide if I want to do it this way or if I want to do it this way. I think I'm going to do it diagonally. The best thing about doing this technique, because of course watercolors are still so dang popular, but it doesn't have to be perfect, which I love because let's face it, everything I do is imperfect, right? So I'm going to start off with the Distress ink. This is Worn Lipstick. And I get asked this question every time I use my Distress ink pads is I place my foam, a little piece of foam with, I don't know if you can see that, there's a little tiny piece of Velcro right there, and I just stick it down on that, and then that way they don't stack as nicely, but they still stack good enough for me that I put them in a container, but then I always have my foam applicator right there with me. Just going to press that down. Now remember, this is Distress ink, and so it's not going to give you the full coverage as like a pigment ink or a dye ink. This is an ink that reacts to water. I'm just going to grab this scratch piece of paper and stick it under this while I'm doing this. And then I just wiped this off with a baby wipe, and I'm going to go to the next color and repeat this step all through all the colors. So these are the colors I'm going to be using in order. Worn Lipstick, Squeezed Lemonade, Spiced Marmalade, Mowed Lawn, Peacock Feathers, Salty Ocean. And then after I get all that stamped, I'll come back and show you what I'm going to do. Now, like I said, this is watercolor paper, and I buy my watercolor paper at either like Joann's or Michael's Hobby Lobby, and I buy it actually in the art section in the big huge pads. I believe it's like 11 inches by 13 inches and you get 30 sheets for like $14. And then I use a 40% off coupon or a 50% off coupon, so you get it for way cheap and it lasts forever. So I have a pad that I've had for probably 6 months. And I've used like 4 full sheets. So really it lasts a very long time, and it's a great like thickness, and I love it. You can cut it to any size you want. So this is a standard size card. I just wanted to let you guys know, and I believe I might be going this way, not sure. So I have a spray bottle here. This is full of water. And I am going to tilt it just a little. I don't know how Annie did hers, but I want to be able to control where my drips go. So I hope you can see that. But I am spraying this like a lot. Like that, so it kind of meshes together. Oh no. I want the colors to kind of stay, so I'm trying to grab that blue before it goes all over my red. This is trial and error, people. And now what I'm going to do, I don't know what Annie did to get hers perfect. She's amazing, okay? If you have not followed her blog, I highly recommend following her. She seriously is so creative and has so many awesome techniques that she uses, and I'm just mind blown every time I see her cards. Okay, so what I'm going to do is just take a heat gun to this really quickly. Okay, so there is that sheet. Now, if you want it to be bolder or you want your lines more defined, you can always go and restamp them, or don't squirt as much water as I did on it. But however, I love it. It just looks like a rainbow card, and that is exactly what I was going for. Okay, so next I'm going to grab my Priceless Joy set, and I have the SVG cut for the set, and so this is the little car, which is great because then I don't have to sit there and fussy cut it out. So I'm just going to grab this and a block. I'm going to use, I think I'm going to use some Versafine ink for this. And then just stamp this image on top. And that's why I love those SVG kits, because they're already perfectly cut out for you. It just saves you so much time. Okay, I'm going to use that crossing line set one more time. I'm going to take the little double line here, place that down, and I'm going to use Versafine ink, and I just need part of it because I'm not going to be inking up all of it. Grab my piece of paper again. And I think I want this, oh, actually I was gonna do it this way, so I think I want it, oops, about there-ish. So just press that down. And then I'm going to quickly color this. Okay, so I want to keep the color scheme the same. So I'm going to actually just use one of these. No, I'm just going to use my Ranger sheet right here. This is Squeeze Lemonade. And this is just an aqua brush. Has water in the barrel of the brush. And then you just swirl it in your color and pick up the color onto your brush. And you squeeze the barrel just a smidgen. And then lay down some color. Now, you have to be really careful because this is just cardstock. It's not watercolor paper. You could use watercolor paper if you wanted. However, I'm not. So I don't want it to warp. So use very little bit, like just a little bit of water. The other thing is you can do, like I'm doing yellow first. So I always start with my light to my dark. I'm doing yellow first, and then I'm going to let this dry a little bit and then come back with a little bit more yellow to just give it a little bit of definition. So you'll see that I'll leave that yellow on my page and then go to my worn lipstick here. And you can see that I have some on my brush here. This kind of just gives it a wash of color. I'm going to grab the black soot here. Make sure you wipe off your brush every single time between colors. So I'll grab my black soot, come along the tires. And you can see where I placed the heaviest right there. So I need to make sure I balance it out so it doesn't leave a line. And then I'm going to come back in with some yellow. Make sure you wipe off the pen really well. And I'm just going to darken up the edge here, just to give it some depth. Pick up some red. And just a little bit more of black on the wheels, just to highlight them a little bit. So you don't have to have expensive markers to color with depth. You can use whatever you have on hand. So I'm going to be using the Alphabet Soup Miss, M-I-S-S from here, and then the bubbling over, I'm going to be using the word you. I'm gonna grab that U. Now I've cut mine apart. Some people don't like to cut their stamps. It doesn't bother me at all. I figure I can always put it back if I need to. Miss you, it says. And this is going to be a card for my sister. She moved and I'm having major withdrawals since we're so close, and it's killing me with her being 4 hours away from me now instead of 30 minutes. So I'm trying to breathe. All right. So I took this over to my cutter and I just cut it, and then I'm going to put a little flag at the end of this. So I'm going to grab some adhesive for the back of this right here, so I can just attach this to my banner. And I want the banner, I know this is kind of silly, but I want it to be lined up with that line right there. I just think it's more pleasing to the eye, so I made sure that it goes right there. And then I'm going to bend this little banner up, grab some foam adhesive. I'm going to use these circle adhesives here. I should have put that over. Shoot. All right, nobody will know but us. Well, she will. She watches my videos. It's all right. She still loves me no matter what. And then I'm going to place this down like it is on the road. Okay. So you can see that that banner is flipped up there, and that's what I want it to do. Then next I'm going to grab some DIY enamel dots, you guessed it. And there we go. If you've not seen the DIY enamel dots, how you make your own, I will link right above in the left-hand corner up here. And I like to use glossy accents to put my enamel dots down with. I just think that it holds the best. And not too much. like that. Actually, I'm going to use this for the windows, the glossy accents. And then of course no card is complete without a wink of Stella. So I'm going to take the wink of Stella and go over the tires. And you'll see that this changes it just a smidgen darker, which is great, I think. So there is our finished card. It's super simple, but I love this watercolored rainbow technique, and it was way fun to do. So I hope you will go give it a try and go and create something that's perfectly imperfect, and I will see you next time. Thank you so much for watching. And if you haven't subscribed yet, what are you waiting for? We have lots of fun on my channel. Okay, bye.